Do you ever wake up in the morning and hit snooze 17 times? Why do things have to get so dark for you to want to change? You know, you had a very productive week, 5 workouts, clean nutrition, bills paid, you crushed the week. But then comes Friday, you loosen up a little, before you know it, you wake up 5 days later at 10 a.m. with a bag of Doritos on your chest. And you wonder, how did I get here? Turns out motivation comes and goes. It is completely normal to wake up with a bag of Doritos on your chest. Okay, maybe not. I've heard so many times that all you need to find motivation is passion. The thing that gets you going, purpose, meaning, helping others. For instance, this video could help millions if you give it a like and subscribe. We all want a job we dance to on the way to work like Warren. But let's face it, most of us don't like working hard. You can be in love with your craft, but hard work is hard. Period. So the question is, how do we get to like working hard? This video is brought to you by Moft. I'll be telling you more about them later in the video, but first, let's talk about self-discipline. I used to work a 9 to 5 for 5 years and I hated it. I always wanted a more spontaneous life. I wanted to be in charge of my time. When I quit, I didn't know what to do with all that free time. No structure at all. The first week was awesome, but then life became very chaotic. I quickly realized that routine and structure are not only king for progress but inner peace as well. Alright, so let's say you're struggling to implement routine in your life. You want to build that work habit, but you don't seem to find that motivation to sit down and start. First, you should try and understand the problem. I like to do mind mapping. Ask yourself, what is the most pressing emotion in my life right now? Maybe I feel low energy. What's causing this problem? Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, no exercise? Listen to your body and then take constructive action. What can I do to feel better? You don't have to address all of your problems at once, actually. That's counterproductive. Don't do that. Just a little nap might help you feel more energized. Rest, eat more, work out, meditate, read. Self-experimentation is key. Once you get the ball rolling, it's easier to start working or doing whatever it is you're trying to do. Reading is one of the activities I do when I feel that funk, to get inspired and basically steal the ideas I use here. I recently took my iPad mini reading and work experience to a whole new level with Moft. I started using the snap case a few weeks ago. Gotta say, I'm impressed. It feels so good on your hands. The back panel is made of vegan leather, silky smooth and sleek. If you take this to your meetings with clients to take notes, they'll think, this guy knows what he's doing. Hell yeah! There was this video where I said I wish I had a case with a proper pencil holder for my iPad because it bothered me. This pencil is kind of pricey. Peace of mind. Well, this is the one. What's great about it, the holder is on the left side so the pencil doesn't drain your battery. In addition, it is designed for easy access. And when it's time to charge it, you can still attach it to the right side. Magnets. It also gives you a bit more real estate to hold the iPad without touching the screen while writing or drawing. It's a great complement to this mighty device. To get a 10% discount, you can use my special link. I'll leave all the information in the video description down below. So, I just finished the book Flow, Game Changer. I learned that routine is a bit tricky. Here's why. When we start doing something new, it's exciting. At the beginning of any activity, you have a lot of fun because it's new and it's not hard. But once you start diving deep into it, you feel friction because it gets hard. And that's why sometimes you don't want to do it. Some of us resort to rewards when things get difficult. You know, doing something hard to get something in return. But that's when the system becomes corrupt, because when we engage in hard work of any kind because of the reward, in the long term it becomes less pleasurable and harder. So what you need to do instead is train yourself to access pleasure from the effort of the activity. You know how they say enjoy the process, not the results? That's precisely what we're trying to do. And you know what's cool? We humans all have the ability to access this kind of pleasure from the effort of any activity. It's human nature. It is why you feel so good after a 2-hour swimming session. It's really hard to get yourself to the pool and even harder to get in the pool, but once you start, you kind of forget everything, right? If you like swimming, of course. That's flow. These big moments give a lot of meaning to life. Remember when you were a kid and played a sport or an instrument for hours without thinking about time? Well, that's what we're trying to do with our daily practices to be self-disciplined. The trick is to find the sweet spot between challenge and skill level, where you're pushing yourself just enough to stay engaged and interested, but not so much that you become overwhelmed. If you access this flow state frequently, you'll feel happier, more creative, and more fulfilled in life. And you will find that after repetitive action, the activity is just gonna come naturally. That's how you get your brain to like doing hard things. Then it becomes kind of addictive, and you gotta be careful because then you only wanna live for that activity, and that's toxic, my friend. Right, so how to build that rock solid self-discipline? I just told you. You're killing me, man. I'm kidding. Here are some practical hacks I implement in my day-to-day to keep work exciting and constant. First, if you wait for inspiration, it never comes. Inspiration finds you working. It's cliché, but it's true. You never know you're gonna have the best workout session of your life before you start. You just have it. So the trick is to start, which is the hardest. At least for me, I find it incredibly tough to start a new project. So build cues. Work-wise, I like to leave things midway so I can start where I left off the day before. It's easier. Don't overdo it. I guess you need to burn out to get to know what it feels like to overwork and when to stop, but you want to practice to be playful. If you're playing a sport for 8 hours a day, it will become excruciating at some point. But if you limit your playtime to 40 minutes, you're gonna start to crave that activity. Trust me, it's better to take it easy and come back fresh and excited every day than to try to cram 14-hour days and then stop for months. That just doesn't make any sense, right? Progressive overload is a big deal. You don't want to overdo it and burn out, but at the same time, you gotta keep it challenging so you don't get bored. Pablo Picasso, one of the most prolific painters in history, was still at it when he was 90. How did he do it without going insane? Constant reinvention. Light is a big one for me. Try working near a window if you can. You will feel the difference. It's a great boost for awakeness and productivity. Also, if you work at home and feel lonely, go out. Mix it up. Work at coffee shops. You need to learn to be patient with yourself. We all have ups and downs, seasons of intensity followed by seasons of low output. It's important to squeeze the juice when everything is going well and have systems for the downtimes. If you are experiencing a lot of resistance, lean into that initial discomfort. It usually takes around 15 minutes to get into the zone. After that, you should be good to go. Freedom is known to spark drive and creativity. However, too much of it can be detrimental for your sessions. If you're always inside your head, things start to get a bit dark. You suck. I'll leave you with this today. It's never that easy to do the work if it matters to you. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, it's a hell of an adventure. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. I'll leave some recommendations here for you to watch after this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.